let's generate some images. First, let's use Dall-E. We'll go to the AI services Dall-E image generation. Here we can choose our image count, the model, the image sizes, and the quality. You can type in the image you'd like to create and optionally the style description. These are both included in the prompt, so you could absolutely include the style description in the image to create field as well. However, in the history, related images will show, so if you're creating a lot of different images with the same style description, they'll all show up together. So it's a little more convenient to separate those two out. And you can also upload an image from your system here and then describe that with ChatGPT. That description will be put into the style description, and you'll generally get a look that's a little bit more similar to the image that you did provide. You can choose the export option, whether it's going to be a texture 2D or a sprite, and the folder and naming pattern with, of course, the variables that all of the object options have for our AI service and integrations. Generated images will show up here at the bottom, and you can click them to load them in the image viewer. You can also just click the image in the viewer to close them as well. You can ping the objects to see where they are on your system, and of course, if you'd like to delete any that just didn't work out, you can just move them to the trash. You can also create images directly in the texture 2D and sprite either fields or the lists or arrays. Right click on the texture 2D list and choose the Flux image generator. This is using the Flux service from Black Forest Labs. Now, if you do the image prompt, you're going to get images that are going to be very, very similar to whatever you create, just slight variations. So let's do a text prompt here. And in this content here, we've got a circle UI with a transparent background showing. And then right here, we have a list of different things: flame, ice, electric, healing. Inside these double brackets, we're going to put variables. So this one prompt here is going to be run 4 times, once with flame, once with ice, electric, healing, etc. And that way we don't have to recreate this each time with a different variable. We can simply type it once. For instance, if we want both square and circle options, instead of circle here, we can just do circle, square, and then we're going to get versions of that for each of the symbol types here. We can see in the count, we're going to get 8 images based on the variable usage. You also have the option to choose the different model and the image size. And we have some advanced options as well. Prompt upscaling will attempt to enhance the prompt to get a better results. You can choose the output format, PNG or JPEG. You can use the seed. You can import as either a sprite or texture 2D. But of course, if you did choose a field in your inspector, that's going to be overwritten. It's going to be imported as the type you've selected. And then we have the safety tolerance. When the value is 0, the system will automatically block a lot of prompts that are going to include anything violent or anything that might include nudity or sexual content or even suggestive content. If you want to be as open as possible, bring that all the way up to 6. But of course, this system will create some nude images if you prompt it, or it's at times when you didn't prompt it. So just keep that in mind, depending on where you're making images and what you're trying to get out of it. We have the same options for the exporting objects with the variables in the name as well. So let's go ahead and generate those images. The images will show up down here, and of course they'll be added to the list on the right as well. Again, for these, you can just load them up in the viewer to see them and click the viewer to close them out. If you aren't using any variables in the content or style, you can choose how many images to create here. Now, I've found that Flux gives a better result than Dall-E does. So generally, if I'm trying to create high quality images in this system, then I'm going to use Flux, not Dall-E.